Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay.
Exam.
Yes, exam. Today I'll be talking about exam. Why have exam? No, why should not have exam? Or why should we have exam? No. Why have exam? Why have EXAM? Why? Why should we have it? Why should we have it? Okay, here's the thing. Why should we have it?
Are you sure you
Because
want to talk about exam or Shazam?
exam. I mean,
I just want to know
Shazam.
from a kid's perspective, what is examination to you? What does that mean?
Examination means something to test out the things you have learned in the past. Put that into test. Write it down. Type it down. Or punch it out or something like that. Learn it. Do it. Hand it.
By the way, what's the purpose of exam?
Well, just to remind you that you know that thing is in your brain and remind you that it's actually in your brain. You just have to stuff it out, something like that. And you have, if you don't know it and it's not in your brain, the teacher will be like, what were you playing? Were you playing with toys? Were you playing with your pens? Or were you flipping your book?
What is your teacher trying to know?
Well, trying to know that if you actually pay attention in class, I'll be like, you did not pay attention in class, huh? You did not, huh? And it's like, no, I actually do, but I did not practice. Some students, you see them in school, it's like, wow, they're focused. And then when the exam comes out, man, that's such a bad mark. And then you ask yourself, why is that? Why is he so focused but he still have bad marks? Maybe this can be my excuse when I go home and say that I don't want to study hard. No. He just did not study. But he worked so hard in class. That's not what I meant. You can see the students that write, maybe in your class you must have some students that can write very fast. They write, copy down all the things that teachers say and focus. But these results come out, they're not the best. What is that supposed to mean? Teachers can write really fast. But they go home, put the books apart, and then just do stuff.
Okay, back to the questions. So what is the purpose of the exam? So isn't studying enough already? Are they trying to test the focus of the students, or are they trying to test some other quality that they are looking for? What is the school trying to find out?
Well, technically, it's trying to find out if the kid study or are they the type that is like learning slow. Normal kids have some that learn slower and faster. It's just a sense of nature. There's no offending to it. But some, like the really, really bad one, yeah, maybe teacher would try to recommend them to the school that teach slower. They have school that is teaching slower and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe they'll recommend them to schools that teach slower and stuff. They'll understand more about the student and their education and stuff like that. Yeah.
Assume that everyone is quite average in the same school. Why can't they just let everyone study? And why would they even want to come out with an examinations that cause so much sufferings to all the students?
Well, what's the point of learning A to Z? Well, the point is so you can remember it. Duh. Yeah. If you don't have an exam when you were younger, can you confirm that you know A to Z? Or you just forgot it? Of course, your mom will be like, every time there's a guest who comes and be like, hey, sing the ABC song when you were smaller. And then you sing it A, B, C, D. Okay. Yeah. And then you realize and then you memorize. And then if you only sing, Do you even know how the shape of A to Z looks like? No. That's why every morning your mom will just wake up and it's like, go to the whiteboard and grab a chalk and just write A to Z, okay? And they'll be like, okay. But now they just use books, you know, the books and stuff like that. That's one of the point of exam. But you must be thinking that, how about the exercise books? You have exercise books. You done your stuff on your exercise book for the chapter. I know him. I know them all. Why do you have to do more torturing for me? I done it. You have the memory of that thing that time, and you just done it. And the teacher was like, great marks. And then your exam come out. I got such a great mark for my exercise book. Of course, I'll get a great one for my exam too. And you grab it and then, huh? So low? How is it possible? And you'll be realizing that, since that chapter has passed, I did not study about that chapter anymore, and I did not read back to anything at all. Maybe you're the type that can memorize things very well, but if you don't study it, you still forget it. It's just how your brain works. It's like how a screwdriver works. If you just put oil every day, you'll not rust up. But if you just let it go under the sun for years and after years and years, you just get rusty. It's like a memory that you don't need anymore in your brain that you never think of. And that's what exam for. Exam will bring up your rusty nails and make them not rusty again. Like a memory in your brain, something like that. If you so far still know what I'm talking about in the video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And subscribe, for sure.
Okay, so how do you think an exam should set up?
One student in one class.
That's a bit extreme. You're wasting space.
I mean, if you have like 18 class and one class have like 18 people, yeah, some of them can just rest for 17 days and wait for their turn. It's just a joke. So basically what you do is, what you do is you put them in 1 meter distance, in one table, like that, and then you throw their backs down the building. Bam! Beep, beep, beep. Don't mind that. Yeah, you don't actually throw them. You just put them outside. And use the paper scanner. No papers? Yes. Please get in. What is this, David? My answers. Great. I'll be taking that. You can get in now. Get in. Something like that. Have to be strict. And then open. And then if someone actually put it in their hairs, and then when they get in, maybe they have a big hairs. Like, ting, ting, ting. And then your teacher will be like, what are you doing? I'm trying to eat my paper. How did you even get paper in here when I have the paper scanner? I tear it apart from my exam paper. It looks brand new to me. It's exam answers. Something like that. Yeah. That's how exams supposed to be.
You confuse me. How should the exam set up, like distancing?
Yeah, distancing.
Content of the exam, everyone has a different content.
What? Everyone have a different content? Wow, that's
So-
actually a good idea.
So what about primary 1 having an examinations of primary 2?
Oh wow, that's okay. They can
And
have
primary
it.
6 have examination from primary 3?
Oh wow, that's great. That's
So
great.
should it be standardized? Should everyone be having the same exam so you know the level of each kids comparing side by side? Or how should it all looks like? Should they be wearing uniform? Should they do the exam from home?
Depends on your age and depends on your country. If you're living in America, you don't need to wear any uniforms because they never did build or design any before.
Now, let's say if you are the examiner, how would you set up the exam situation? Would you do it differently? If you do, how would you do it differently?
Okay, what I'll do is I'll put CCTV on their head, every one of them. So just cameraise doing it. What if there's a kid that's so smart they put something at the camera and just and then looks like they're just doing their normal work. I know that's not very smart. I mean, come on, there's a teacher. You're gonna do this? Just put the CCTV on your head and just like, in case you don't know what's a CCTV, it's something like something to spot robberies and thieves and stuff, but I'll just put it on their head.
So you're assuming that kids want to cheat?
If they cheat, I mean that's the whole point of splitting them apart, right? Right? Yeah. Even if they turn their head, ding, they'll be, get them out of here. Did you cheat? No. Are you lying? No. Okay, go in. Something like that. Well, it's not that advanced yet. Oh, in the future, when Elon Musk created his Neuralink fully complete, sell to the entire world, put it on their head. And then it's like, what are they thinking? And then one of the students is like, I don't know how to do this. And then the teacher will be like, do not study. This kid is gonna get bad results. and then the student's like, teacher, why are you laughing? Nothing. And then continue working. It's really hard. Should I cheat? I found it. The student is trying to cheat. And then the student's like, but I haven't cheated. And they'll be like, you wanted to. And then every examiner will be like, examination for everybody will be like so stressful. Even for adults, going for like seminars and then like exams of do you remember the rules? What's the rules? Mr. Wong, please give your stuff. Oh yes, I'll present my paperwork and now I'll bring it right to it. What I know is the country is having the and they are having this situation and now they are facing this and this. And then it's actually an exam. And it's like, Mr. Wong, you're absolutely right. You have passed the exam. You can now get out the door. Let's have exam for other people. Thank you. And then you just walk out. And then you'll be like, I passed the exam. Cool. Something like that. It's like, but some of the top students in your class, you'll be like working very hard. Like, what should I write? I forgot how to write the word. And then you look to your top student in the class and she's just like, aren't she stressful? And then you'll be like, I can't do this. I just gotta write something. And then you look to your top 1 student again, and then top 1 student be like, this is kind of hard. And then you'll be like, yes, he's finally stressed like us. And then you realize that she suddenly go, yeah. And you'll be like, how's that possible? She's suddenly excited again. And then you realize that some of the top students will be like, oh, we'll cancel exam this year because we have the COVID-19 striking into our place. And then you'll be like, all of you will be like, yeah. And then the top student will be like, no, but I study so hard. Though. And then you realize the difference between the interest in study between you and them. And then the exam is pretty much nothing for them. Actually, they'll study anyways. Actually, the reason you have top students in the class are actually because they have exam. If they don't have exam, maybe they don't even have the purpose to do so. It's like, I don't really have the purpose to do studying. There's no something that I can prove my skill that I'm smarter than that guy that knows how to talk. Yeah.
So examination, really the purpose is so that they can show off themselves?
Some of the top students would think that way because they'll be like, my sole purpose is to be on top of the school. Something like that. And one of the way to prove it is to do that.
Do what?
Like study really hard and then found interest in it. They will find interest in it. Like, why is it interesting? And they find a purpose to it, and they'll study hard, and in their examination they'll be number 1, and you'll be like, wow, you're awesome. And then some of them will be like, no, I'm not that awesome. And then some of them will be like, now that you know, I'm great. Yeah, I'm great. And some of them will be like, looking at you with a weird look, and it's like, but some of them is just like, I love to study, so I'll just study. Well, those is just naturally gonna be number 1 in your class. But some of them will be just like giving you this weird face that you don't want to look, and they'll be like, congratulations. And then she'll be like, thank you. And then, ooh, okay. She's a nice person, okay? She's a nice person.
Well, back to the things. What's the reason for wanting to get so good a result from the examinations? Eventually, what do they want to achieve?
Well, some of the parents in this world will be like, you have to study hard, boy. You have to study hard, girl. Why? Why should I study hard? My parents gave me one legit answer, and I'll study real hard. And then they'll be like, because if I die, you gotta find work. And if you don't want your education, you can find a great job with high pay, and you can go around the world when you retire. Only when I retire, yeah, because you have to work. Makes sense, but
so the exam is so to help them to get into a job space.
Yeah, like they have to get used to the stress, and they have to get used to studying a lot of different things and stuff like that, and work on persistently every day. And then when they grow up and go to university, come out, get a cert, and then get a job, a stable job, they can just work, and then they just get a higher paid job, like maybe a $10,000 job. That's gonna be one of the very, very, very high jobs in the world. $10,000 for 1 month salary, maybe. That's very high. And be like, yeah, that's my job. I love my job. High paid job. And then wait until like 50 or 60, you're working too hard, my body really hurts, and then you retire and you can go to work. Something like that. Maybe that's their purpose.
So the exam is really a good thing?
well, if you actually like only go to tour in the world and after you retire, you can't really play like running in Disneyland, right?
Exam. So is exam a good thing?
Yeah, that is an example. Like, I would rather go for like your exam is maybe not the best, but you have a greater life. I mean, exam is a good thing, and at the same time, it's not the best thing. Maybe you should be working on other things too that's maybe more important. Like maybe start your own income first. Like maybe find a job and call up a boss or something. Maybe spending time, some of your time studying for your exam, and some of the time just to like call up companies and just like, hey, could I get a commission if I get you some customers into your company? Is that good? If I find like a high quality customer, could I get like a 20% commission? And they're like, if you get me like the types that can pay high pay, like maybe $3,000 a month, $3,000 or $4,000 a month, yeah, I could give you 20% commission if you like to. Yeah, deal. I'll find you 15 in 1 month. Like, great deal. See you later. Maybe you already found it. Like, hey man, sorry, but actually I called you just now just to make sure because I already found it before I actually call you. And they'd be like, great. This first guy is named David Ackerman, and he is like gonna pay at least $5,000 for a month and stuff like that. And the second one is Daniel Thrasher, and he could actually pay like $4,000 a month too. And I have this third one that is named Liam Thompson. He can pay like more than $7,000 a month. He's the high quality one. Then I could get 20%, maybe 25% for this one. You know, think those things. It's also very good. Spend time on those things instead for just exam. I mean, no. Don't get the wrong idea. Exam is really good, but just don't need to overwork it. Maybe you just get like a 50 and above, 60, 70. Those are great marks. You don't need to get like all of them 90 above, 90 above, 90 above. I can't stand it if it's like 80. Maybe you don't need that actually. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, so if you are a Ministry of Education, would you remove the examination or would you retain it? If you retain it, how would you want the exam to look like? Just keep it short because we're going to end the video soon.
Let it continue because some people just don't want to create their own income or business because maybe they just want to work on what they're good at. And if everybody don't have a job and everybody is just a boss, well, clearly you cannot. If you have like 10 customers, you can't do 10 customers at once too. You have to hire people to help you do so. Well, yeah. I mean, workers are.
No. If you are the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, you are the government. Would you remove or remain?
I'll remain the exam.
So you retain the exam, okay?
Yeah, because it's still good for people that is trying to aim for goals and stuff like that. And for the people that don't study, it's okay to just remain the exam because they can see that, hey, you're not studying. You should study better. Even if you're trying to build business of yours, is trying to build a website too. You can't make it if you don't know basic languages or Chinese or English. If you don't know it, it's just not how it works. You have to have the basics at least. When you go to secondary school, you still have to have it. You just have to, because some of your customers or maybe your clients in the future would also like you to talk deeper English so they could feel more comfortable. Some people are like this, but yeah, you get the point. You need exam to remember those words, remember those facts, remember those numbers, so you can use that in the future. That's why I'll continue.
So you're saying you will have exam, but you will not have it way too difficult that it's not going to be useful? How would your exam looks like if you are the government?
Well, the same as now. I mean, you gotta do it on your own standard. If you like giving like people from year 6 and from like grade 1, from year 6 to grade 1's exam, but clearly they can't do that. It's just not how it works, right? Yeah. Okay, if you like this video, if you actually watch until here, please subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and ring the notification bell below, and comment down below some stuff that I ask you, just if I actually ask you just now.
No, just set one question.
Do you like exams? If you like exams, comment down below, and maybe a title so you could be responsible for my next video. Thank you very, very much for watching. See you very, very, very soon. Bye bye.